Good morning, everyone. So my name is Don Cummins, and I'm honoured to be representing the National Crime Agency at the launch of the Report SakAwa media campaign. The campaign is a collaboration between the UK's National Crime Agency, Ghana's Economic Organised Crime Office, and the British High Commission here in Accra. Fraud accounts for over 40% of crime in England and Wales, and tackling the threat upstream and overseas is a priority for the UK government. Romance fraud has seen a significant increase in recent years. It preys on vulnerable people where sophisticated tactics using deception and manipulation results in psychological and emotional damage to the victims, as well as significant financial losses. As most of the activity takes place online, fraudsters can commit crimes internationally with relative anonymity. It therefore requires a collaborative approach to investigate those involved and ultimately bring them to justice. The NCA and EOCO have a long-established relationship focused on tackling organised crime that affects both the UK and Ghana. The NCA are proud to be working on this and other projects with EOCO, which demonstrates our commitment to working together in partnership. The Fraud Reporting Campaign is an initiative that aims to encourage the public in Ghana to report those they know or suspect to be involved in romance fraud and be an active citizen rather than turning a blind eye. They can report suspicious activity anonymously using the hotline behind me, 0547 419 419. And we encourage everyone to join in this effort and help to protect society from online fraud.
As office, we are trained to protect our informants. But what we have realized is that once issues are reported by informants, they go out there and then threaten the people they have reported that you wait and then you see. So that is what we want you to carry it across. That look, when you report anybody, you just leave the rest of the law enforcement agencies. It's not in your place for you to go and threaten anybody. So that is what we want you to carry around. We will do our part, but the person that has also come to report will have a role to play. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We have strict procedures here when we commence or initiate investigations. Anonymity in terms of the victim is one of paramount importance. Most importantly, the way the EOCO Act, that's Act 804, is set up, it ensures that investigations are done almost on a silent avenue. So if you look at sections 33, 34, and 35 of the EOCO Act, you are able to freeze those accounts, suspected accounts, by ex-parte applications. What that means is that you do that or you go to court without notice to the respondent or the person you are investigating. So all those processes come in to protect the victim until we are ready with a docket to prosecute.
Immediately you come in, even the procedure in which you report the matter is so relaxed, and the report is not only formal, it can be in any language. Okay, so the language barrier is not the problem. Somebody will meet you in your language you speak, and then you'll transcribe that, or pass on to the next investigative body, and they work closely with you. Where there's a risk of some attack or whatever, we put in measures that can guarantee your security. If for nothing at all, we can see how we can work with putting under the witness protection program if we have to. So they're all available to us if we have to do that. So that's for you. And then on the collaboration with the police, yes, we insist on collaboration. And then again, we have dedicated some of us to work on the particular subject matter. So if you go to the police, we will not stop you. You can make a complaint to the police. I would encourage that you also make a complaint with us. It is possible that when you have told them, you won't reinvent the wheel. We will engage the police to see what stage they are gotten to, and we can offer help. We offer help to the process. Amongst us, which is not probably known, we collaborate on certain levels, even how to getting evidence for certain matters that we work on. So if we need to collaborate with them, we will collaborate with them. If we need to ask them to hand it over because it's a bit technical or need some expertise that we have, we'll speak to them and then we can work together. We don't mind sharing the glory if we're able to have the prosecution and conviction. It's not a problem at all, but we'll continue to engage not only the police, with other institutions, cyber security authority, other law enforcement agencies who work in that area. We are open to working together to do this means. Again, we won't get to this level of collaboration if it is not a problem for the country, not for EOCO, but for us. So the essence is that together as institutions mandated to help rid our society of crime, we need to collaborate because the criminals are collaborating. They are sharing it. They are building capacity. So if institutions that are supposed to be dealing with it are not sharing it and building capacity, then we are behind the curve. We want to realize that. As you know, our mission is to stay ahead of economic and financial markets. We can only do that if we collaborate with the relevant institutions, including foreign stakeholders like the NCA, the FBI, among other things, in the job that we do.
We are dealing with about 107 active cases. 107. We have referrals from international organizations or other sister agencies like the FBI. Locally, we are looking at the FIC, the Financial Intelligence Center. We have from the NCA. We also have others through what we call the Mutual Legal Assistance Regime, and a few by way of petition. Last year alone, I think we had about 25 of those cases. They are all actively going through investigations. This year, we are already at 7, which means that if you look at the statistics in terms of the comparison, we are somehow already ahead of last year's total. In terms of recoveries, as at last year, 2024, we have had to recover to the tune of about 2.2 million Ghana cedis. We have successfully repatriated 453,662 cedis in terms of repatriation. There is an amount of about 1.5 million Ghana cedis still yet to be repatriated pending the court processes. So for now, that's what we have. And we also want to point out that most of these, it's peculiar to our investigations, we realize that the scams are not only pertaining to the romance fraud, they may veer off into other areas, human trafficking and others. So those statistics as well will come into play. Thank you. Launch of a fraud reporting campaign with a special focus on romance fraud. Romance fraud occurs when online scammers pretend to be in a relationship with a partner and exploit their partners through the extortion of money and other valuable items and information from them. This deceptive crime not only drains victims of their hard-earned money, but also causes emotional and psychological distress. Worse still, it tarnishes the image of our country as criminal networks exploit digital platforms to defraud unsuspecting individuals, often across international borders. Romance fraud, also known as SakAwa in our local parlance, involves scammers who manipulate victims, typically on dating and social media sites. In Ghana, the crime has evolved alongside the increasing accessibility of the internet and mobile financial services. Fraudsters operate individually or in syndicates, as we have found out through our numerous investigations, using sophisticated tactics that make detection and prosecution challenging. Fraud can lead to charges such as the fraud charges, the various fraud charges, defrauding by false pretenses, forgery, theft charges, identity theft, money laundering, cyber crime charges, conspiracy charges, and extradition. We usually use our Criminal Code Act 29, the Electronic Transactions Act, the Cyber Crime Act, as well as the Cyber Security Act. The penalties range from imprisonment to fines or both, as well as recovery of proceeds, which is a significant object in terms of the mandate of this office. So the EOCO, in collaboration with the National Crime Agency and other international agencies, have intensified efforts to combat romance fraud through enhanced investigations and prosecution, cross-border cooperation, public awareness and prevention, and regulatory and legislative strengthening. In our call to action, we the public, we caution or we urge the public to exercise caution when engaging in online relationships and to report suspected fraud cases promptly. Financial institutions to enhance monitoring and reporting of suspicious transactions linked to cybercrime, technological companies and social media platforms to strengthen security measures to prevent fraudulent activities. So basically, it is essential to recognize the severity of this romance fraud and take action to prevent it. So it is not only a cyber crime issue, it is a national security issue and an economic concern. So by strengthening law enforcement capabilities, enhancing public awareness and fostering international collaboration, we can significantly reduce the prevalence of this crime.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe,